Hello guys. So how are you all? Welcome to the day 3 for our Java fundamentals. So how are you doing guys? Have you all completed the assignment? Good evening guys, good evening. So have you all tried the assignment and completed the assignment? Okay, great. Okay, so today's agenda is a relational operator. We'll discuss about relational operator. We'll discuss about conditional operator. We'll see how strings work, and also a string constant pool, which is a very important concept, and how the memory works in case of Java, and how we do can do all this conditional programming like if else or nested if else case, switch case, and how all these keyword works like default keyword or a break keyword. Okay, so before I move on, before I start with today's agenda, do you guys have any doubts in whatever is covered so far? Like in the assignment or whatever the topics we discuss. Anyone have any doubts? Yeah, guys. Any doubts? Or all good? Okay, great. Okay. Yeah, so let's move on to the today's agenda. I think relational operator you might have heard in other languages also facing problem with scanner. Okay, we'll just explain you like in the end, like if you have any doubts related to scanner, we can cover that part at the end. Okay, or maybe like whatever the examples we'll see today, you can just see the scanner part there also. Okay, great. So let's see. So I think like if you have done coding in any other language before, you would have seen all these relational operators also, right? Equal to, this for greater than equal to, less than, or not equal to, right? So these are all the relational operator. So why do we use relational operator? These are just to use to compare, right? Okay, can you like the people like who are already know any other language? Can we use relational operator without if else? Can we use relational operators without if else? Or we use always all these relational operator in if else conditions? What do you say, guys? Can we use relational operator without if else? Does it work? If I try to use relational operator without if else conditions, like if you have heard of if else condition, right? Can we use them without if else? Or no? Yes, no. It's simple answer, guys. Either you have to say yes or either you have to say no. And there is a 50% probability, right? We'll say in probability it will be 0.5 of being correct, right? So always you should guess when there is a 50% chance of being correct. Okay. I think many of you are saying no, right? We cannot use all these relational operator without if else. Whatever you think, guys. I think like the one thing is clear, guys. Right? You are here to learn. Unless or until you don't give a thought on your own, you will not remember these things for long time. Well, like first you think and then you then you will understand you were correct or wrong. Then you will remember all these things for a long time. Anyone who is joining for the first time today? I think all are. Anyone who is joining for the first time today? No, right? Okay, great, guys. Okay, so let's see if we can use relational operator or how the relational operator works. Can we use them without if else and or not, right? So I think we'll just move on to the coding part. We'll just move on to the Eclipse, right? So I think we'll use our same project which we were using. I'm not sure why it's giving error. 1 second, guys. Okay, so let's move on to the Eclipse. So yeah. So now the things comes in, right? We'll just, okay, let's create a class of relational operator. And we'll see like if we can use them all without the. So I have not taught you anything about if else, right? I will just try to use. Okay, so let's try with the relation operator. Okay, I'm not sure why it's coming like this. Why it's not giving us the main function? Yeah, main method comes in. Okay. So I think this shortcut you already know, right? We can just write simply type main and control space eclipse. It's give you the main method complete syntax, right? Yeah. Okay. So now the things comes in, right? We are starting with a relation operator, but things come in. Let us suppose if I am defining say two variables, I am defining int a equal to 5, I am saying int b equal to 6, right? So can I do something normally? Like, can I do something like a equal to b? Okay, what's like it's giving us some error, right? Invalid assignment operator, right? So we cannot do directly like this, right? Here we are getting error invalid assignment operator. What compiler thinks we are trying to do a equal to b, right? Which we are not doing, right? We are trying to use double equal to. It will compare the values of two variables, right? Okay. So can I assign it to a variable? Can I say c equal to something like this? Now it's again giving error because it's Java, not Python, where I have to define the variable type also. But as you know, right, we have a Boolean type of data type also, right? So guys, what can be a Boolean data type? It can be either true or false. True means the condition was satisfied. False means the condition was not satisfied. So for any condition or for any relation operator, right, we can store the output in the Boolean variable. So I can store, it's not always necessary that it's always we will use with if else. If I want to use store it in some Boolean variable, I can also store an output of any relational operator in a Boolean variable, right? So it's also a type of a data type we have in Java. So like let us suppose if I say Boolean, okay, I will just maybe name this variable say equal, right? So this will be one way if you want to store it in temporary in any variable, or if your condition is large enough, you can use this kind of scenario. Otherwise, unless or until you are not in such situation, you can just directly use it in the, where will we use? You directly use in the if else, or we'll say not equal, right? So I can also store it in a Boolean variable, or I can also do it directly in the sysout, guys. Now let us suppose if I'm saying greater than. So just give you a basic idea, then we'll see more about all these in. Or we'll say less than, right? Something like this we can also do, right? We can store it in a variable and we can use this variable anywhere. Let us suppose if you want to use one condition and multiple if places, we can store it in a variable and then we can use it, right? I can say less than equal. Okay, my variable names are not that good, right? It should be E capital, right? This is a standard which we follow in, right? Camel case, which should be camel case. I can say less than equal, right? And similarly, it will be greater than equal. So how many of you are using Eclipse? Right? So this is how you can use Boolean variables also, right? Equal, not equal, greater than, less than. Am I missing something? No, right? Okay. Okay, and now we can, if we want, we can just try to print out. I'll just say sys out and then system.out.println. And today we'll discuss, guys, string. Like a string is, I think, one of my favorite topic in Java. Okay, so we'll just say equal. Right. Okay, let's do it quickly, guys. We have. So writing all this sysout statement, right? It's the most boring thing in any programming language to code, right? And there is no harm in copying your code. Like it's not like you should always write one and on line. I think. Great guys. I think if you're using Eclipse, it's good. Like at least any ID you should use. Like I know writing is also possible. Okay. Okay guys. So I'm not sure what got pasted. Yeah. Okay. And one more thing, right? Right. So Boolean y, right? Boolean values will be either true or false. Right. So always a condition either will be a true or false. Right. It cannot be a nothing else. Right. It can be either true or false. The condition is like evaluated true or false. Okay, so if I execute this program, guys, what will the output? What will the output of this program? What do you think? Okay, let's run this program. Okay, proceed. Right. So for equal, it's false, right? Because they are not equal. For not equal, it's true because they are not equal. Greater than we are saying is 5 greater than 6? No. So it's coming as false. Less than? Yeah, it's less than, right? Less than equal to? Yeah, it's less than. Greater than equal? No, right? It's coming as false. So this is how we can use all these conditions like this also, and we can use with if else also. So we'll see once we learn if else conditions that how to use all these conditions. So I hope this is clear. Good evening. Okay guys, so I think this is clear to you. Okay, so let's move on. I think for now we have learned relational operators. So now let's move on to the strings. So how many of you already know strings in Java? Oh no, I will not name it as a class string because there is already a class as a string in Java. So we'll just name it, say something like, we'll refactor it, we'll rename it. I will say string practice. So how many of you have already heard of strings in Java or know something about strings in Java? Little bit, okay. What about others? What about others? Okay, cool guys. So let's see the people who know some bits of strings, would they learn anything new or not today? Oh, this is recompiling. Okay guys. So guys, when we talk about strings, I think people say who are new to strings, a string is nothing, right? It's just a sequence of characters. I think someone is asking what is the difference between Boolean or Boolean. So guys, I think few of you would understand, but yeah, I will just tell people like who already know. Boolean is a primitive data type, like int, long, and all. When we write anything with capital B, right, Boolean, it's a wrapper class. It's actually a class. It's not a primitive data type. Okay, I think the person who asked the doubts, it's clear for him. Rest, I mean, right? It's just a sequence of character. That's it, right? String. And guys, I would say strings, arrays, they are very important concepts when it comes to any companies, interviews, anywhere. You should be good with string problems. You should understand strings well. Okay, it's just a sequence of characters. I can simply say in Java, I can simply say like let us suppose I can say string s. So this will be a declaration. I am defined as variable s with a what is a type string, and string is a class. It's a class, and this is a variable, right? This is a class. This is a variable, right? Or when I say, I can define is how the strings. I can say string s, and here I can put any value like this, right? Yeah. The people who are attending for the first time, I will give you an intro about Next for Code or me also in the last. Don't worry, right? I think for now we can just focus on the class. And that's okay. Like if you have missed the last two class, you can just watch the recording of the last two class. You can find the complete playlist in the description. Just watch the last two classes also, right? And you can also find the assignment link in the last video link, and the last classroom link was also there in the description. So just join the classroom for the assignments question and assignment submission link and all. Okay, so this is how we can define. So let's move on to the code part and let's see how the strings can work for us. Let's first resolve this error, man. This will keep disturbing us. Okay, so this is over now. Okay, so I'll just create a main method. That's it. And I can say a string s1. Let us suppose I'm giving my variable name as s1. I'm saying hello. Done. I can also say a string s2. And then I can say s2 equal to word. Something like this, right? So this will be a, you can say this is a declaration. And this is a initialization. Here we have done both the steps in together, right? Declaration and initialization. And guys, whatever the code we are doing right in the classroom, you can find the link for that also in the link, right? Okay, so guys, this is s1, s2. So this is how it's look normal, right? We can define normally strings like this. Okay, so let's try to play around the string. Okay. So one important concept that I want to discuss, right? Strings are immutable in Java. What immutable means? You cannot modify once initialized. Someone is asking how to compare two strings in Java program. Guys, I will cover that part. Don't worry. You cannot modify once initialized. So you cannot modify a string, guys. Immutable is something like it cannot be changed. So whenever you see immutable word anywhere, not just Java, any programming language, whenever you see immutable, you cannot modify. And there is also a word called mutable, can be changed. So these are very commonly used terms in computer programming language, right? Can be modified. Sorry, it's not cannot, it can be modified. Right? Immutable cannot modify, mutable can be modified. Okay, so what do you mean by I cannot modify a string? Okay, let us suppose I am defining a string. If I just say s1 equal to, in place of hello, I want to make it say bellow, right? I just change this s1 to bellow, right? And let us suppose I am doing sys out before, I am just saying before s1, and before this I will try to print this, and I will try to print it after the changes, before and after. So guys, what will the output of this program? What do you think? What will it print? It will print hello hello, or it print hello bellow? What do you say? What will be the output? Now, hello bellow, this will be the output, hello bellow, or hello hello. I already told you we cannot modify strings in Java. So what do you say? You can just, guys, I think if you are lazy enough to type this, you can just type A or B. And again, you have 50% chance of being correct, guys. So don't miss out to guess. What do you think, guys? It will be A or B? Hello, hello. Okay. Okay, I think answer B is winning. Anyone with answer A? What about others, guys? You can just type A or B also if you are lazy. That's also fine. B, B. Okay. Okay, I think most of the people are saying B. Okay, let's try to run this program, guys. Oh no, it's giving us A. Oh, so what happened, guys? Okay, I think we did something wrong. Huh? Okay, let's see what happened, guys. It's not working, right? I was also expecting B, but it's not showing B, right? I'm not sure what happened. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's try to do something around this. I'll just insert an empty slide. Let's see what happened here. Anyone who can tell me why it's coming as A, not B? Anyone who can help us out here? No, no one is ready to help. Okay. So guys, before I move on to this problem, right, I just want to introduce two concepts, right, which are very, very important concepts in any language. There is a concept of, what do you think, guys? What I have drawn? I know my drawing is bad, but what do you think? What does it look like? What does this look like? Oh, thank God! Like at least people are being able. My drawing is bad, I know, but yeah, it's not that bad. Eh? So this is guys stack. This is guys heap, and this is like, you can say it native memory or something like this. So guys, what I want to explain you here is a memory part in Java. And someone can ask you in interview also that how memory will work, or can you explain the memory structure for your program. So guys, all your methods calls, right? All your methods call, all your local variables, right? They are stored in stack. So whenever you call a method, right, it will be something like this. So let us suppose if I take a very basic example of my this program only. So what I have said, we have said main s1 equal to hello, s2 equal to hello, like this, right? So what it will do, it will just be like this, some main method is called, there is a variable s1, there is a variable s2, there is like this, it will create on the stack. So all these variables will be here. In heap we have guys objects. Heap store all these objects. And what is in native memory, guys? Here we store the class code, like these kind of things are there. Method code, right? Whatever is in the class, whatever is in the method, all these things go in here. Whatever is the constant part there, right? Constant, I mean like whatever is the structure of the class and all, it will go in this native memory. Before this, there was a concept of, right, before Java 8, there was a concept of permanent generation, permgen, which is not in use, guys. It was a part of heap, but it's not a part of heap anymore. It's a separate memory. We get it from a native OS. Okay, and guys, so string is created as an object in Java. So whatever the value you are saying s1 will be pointing to some object in the heap, right? So there will be something like a hello here. Or whenever you create any object of a class, right, all the objects will be lying down here. All the reference variables will be on the stack, pointing to the memory objects in the heap. All the method calls will be in stack and all. Okay, I think this is the basic structure of memory which is clear to you guys. Okay? Okay. But I think you might be thinking that I just changed the topic because we could not get why it was coming as B, right? Okay, so let's see what happened in that case. Right? So what we did, okay, let what we do, we just copy our code if it's possible. Now, whenever we copy our code, I think this comes in very large. Just reduce the size for this. Set 12. 12 is also not enough. Okay, so this was our code, right? Yeah. Which main concepts you want to learn? I think someone asked some question, then deleted this. Okay, so this was our program. So what happens, guys? Once this, I will number these lines: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? I will explain you guys with new keyword also. Don't worry. So guys, what happens? So there is a concept called, okay, for now I think we will not come to the string constant pool. Okay. So guys, when I define the right variable s1, s1 will be pointing to hello, right? And then we come to s2, it will just define a variable. In a third line, what it will do, it will point the s2 to the word, right? Then it comes to guys what, s1. Now s1, we said s1 equal to below. So guys, we know all these are variables. I'm not going to this location or change anything. What I'm doing, variable can point to anything. I'm not modifying this string. I will just changing the reference. In place of pointing to this string, it will start pointing to a new string because it's a variable. It can point to anything. Now it's pointing to a new string. So what we change? We change reference, guys. We change variable pointing to whatever the variable was pointing to. We change that part. We have not modified the string. I have not. Okay, I will explain you guys again. So guys, modifying a string means, right, somewhere if we go to this location and can change the part. We have not changed anything in this location, not in this particular string. What we have done this, we have just, this is a variable, it can point to anything. It can point to new string also, guys. So what we just change, we stop pointing to this location, we just remove this and we start pointing to a new location. So this is a new string. This is a new string for us. This is not something we have modified the existing string. We just change the reference of the variable to a new string. Is it clear now, guys? Is it clear to all of you? Okay, for what all programming skills and all, guys, I think we'll be doing a session basically for all these purpose. Also, like we'll starting some few webinars for this purpose, like what you should do for placements and all, what programming skills you need and all. Don't worry, guys, we'll cover that part as a separate webinars. Like if you're on the channel, you will get it. Is it clear to everyone, or someone have any doubts? Clear, not clear, or I am here for attendance? 3 options, guys. Clear, not clear, attendance. I think today's attendance will give based on the, yeah, you might find bit slow, guys, like if you already know the concepts. I know, but if you already know the things, you might find it slow. Okay, guys, so I think this is clear to all of you. Okay, let's move on to the next part. So I think this is clear, right? This is a reference variable and all. And we can use all these relational operator with the strings also. So let us suppose if I am defining a string, say string s1 hello, and I just say string s2 equal to, I'm defining one more string which is a string s2 equal to hello, a string s1 equal to hello. So I defined 2 separate strings, right? One is s1, or we'll just name say s3 or s4, right? And if I just do the comparison of this, right? So what do you think? Will they come as equal, or s3 equal to s4? So what do you think, guys? Will it be equal or no? Or we can say, if you want to define, we can use directly in sysout also. So what do you think? What is the output of this? True or false? True, right? Okay. So let's run this. Right? So it's coming as true. Someone is saying false. No, guys. Both the strings are same. So it's string. So there is one more, right, to define a string. So there is one more way to define a string. Because we know, right, strings are as an object. So I can also do new string. So I think we'll understand new keyword more once we go to the OOPS concept. But this is also one more way to define the strings. We can also create strings like this using new keyword. New keyword is generally used to construct the objects, because we know a string is also a class, and then we have given a string, and then we have given whatever the string we want to put in there, right? And let us suppose if I name it say S5 or S6, and now I am doing S5 equal to X6, and now I am trying to print S5 equal to X6. Right? I will just command this code. So what do you think, guys? Now what will the output? Equal, we say equal to. What will the output for this, guys? True or false? What do you think? It will come as true or false? If I run this program for S5 or S6, they will be equal, they will be true or they will be false. Okay, guys, we will ask our admins to remove the slow mode, I think, from next time. True? Okay, let's run this program, guys. It's coming as false, guys. Right? So what's the reason of it's coming as false? The first one was true, but the second one is coming as false, right? So you can see we have defined a string with two way. The first one we directly give the string, and the other one was with a new keyword. Okay, so what is the difference? Let's see, guys. I think let's try to understand this in terms of memory part. So here I want to introduce you about a string constant. Oh, okay, give me 1 second. So we have a concept of a string constant pool. Now what is this? Okay, so guys, I think string have some special behavior in case of Java. There will be two places. One is like if I talk it about like in terms of there is a string constant pool. What is a string constant pool, guys? So whenever we define a string with say s1 equal to hello, what it will do? So you can think it of like this is our heap area and this is our for string constant pool part. This is a string constant pool is nothing, it's just a pool collection of the strings, right? So what we'll do here, when you define say s1 equal to hello, it will create a string hello here and s1 will be pointing to hello. This is clear, right? This is we know. But when I say s2 equal to hello, what it will do? It know, right, you want a hello string and it will search in the constant pool, and once if it find out that here hello is there in the constant pool, what it will do? S2 will also be pointing to the same string, right? So this is how it works in case of a string constant pool. Okay, but what happens? So this is understood, right? So whenever you will define strings like this with direct equal to, it will always first search in the string constant pool. If it can find out the string, it will just point to the same string and not to the new strings, right? But both the variables will only be pointing to the same strings if they are exactly same, right? So guys, this is why we have all this string constant pool, right? This is for the purpose of optimization. Like this is helping us to save memory, right? We are not creating or we are not using the memories for the all new string objects. But what will happen in case of new keyword, right? New keyword always create new object. So what does this mean? It's like when we creating S3, it will always search. When we say S3 equal to new string hello, it will create an object of hello string and point to the S3. And when we say S4 equal to same thing, it will not search in the string constant pool, because guys, whenever we do with a new keyword, it will create in the heap, and whenever we do with equal to, guys, it will create in the pool. This is the difference. So it will create a new string S4 and it will create a hello. Is it clear to all of you? So that's why S3 and S4 they are being considered as a different objects. But S1 and S2, because they are pointing to the same string in the string constant pool, they are coming as true. They are coming as equal, right? Is it clear? Yes, no. Okay. So, but what is the benefit, guys? So, with string constant pool, the benefit we are getting is it's memory usage, right? Here it's always creating a new object, but here it's trying to reuse the existing object. So that's why this concepts in Java, like, so we can save memory while creating the strings. But when it comes to, so why do we have any option of creating with new keyword? So if you have any requirement that you don't want the strings to point to the same objects, you want to create a new string always, you can use this option, right? Or unless or until you don't have a requirement of creating a new object, you should try to use this way only, because it will consume more memory for you. Okay, I hope this is clear to you guys. So that's why this was the reason it was coming as true. They both were pointing to the same string. This was coming as false because their actual reference, right, whatever they stored in the S5 or S6 variable, it was different. We have equals method also, which we'll see. Okay, guys. So I think what we'll do, let me introduce the, okay. Okay, equals method, okay, let's suppose. Okay guys, equals method I think we'll cover later. So is it clear to all of you? Okay, now guys, let's move on to the next segment, which is let's go to the if-else condition and let's see how the conditional operators and all works. Okay, before that, let's see some methods in the strings. We have trim method. It will remove all the white spaces from left, like starting and end. And this is to convert all the strings. To convert a string to uppercase, this is the method to convert a string to lowercase. This is when you want to get a character at an index. If you want to check if a string is starting with a particular set of characters, if it's ending with a particular set of characters. This is to get a substrings from a string. This is for splitting a string. Okay, so let us suppose, let me give you a big basic example around these things. Okay guys, yeah, so let's see, like the one very good options, right, we have in Eclipse, we can just say S3, like any variable name dot. We show you all the methods which are available with that particular object or data type. So you can see, right, you can see here all the methods which are there for strings. Okay, so let us suppose we define, let's suppose we're defining a string. And I am saying this is string. So I just tell you all the methods quickly. There are few methods which are very important, like caret or split. Right? So, okay. If I just say s3 dot to uppercase, it will just convert all the strings to uppercase. You can store this in some variable also. I can store it, say some s1 underscore, or you can say s1 upper. Right? So I can store it in a variable also, like this, okay? And we can print it. It will not modify the actual string, it will create a new string. Similarly, we can do the to the lower case also. Let us suppose we say this is just to convert a string to a lowercase. So we have this caret, right? This is widely used method. So if you want to get a character at a particular location. Okay, so I think before this, I'll just explain you one more thing. So guys, whenever you have a string, right? For a string, you can think it of a like this. Let us suppose if I'm defining a string, say hello, all the characters, right, they will have a index kind of thing. So this will be at 0th index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4 index. So each character have indexes in case of strings. Right? So each character will have an index. So if you want to access character at any index, we can use caret method. So if I want a value at index 1. Okay, so this will be a character. This will not be a, this will return a character to us. This will not return a string. And we can print it. And we can just print this character. Similarly, if we have a string, right, with some say spaces, like this, some say spaces are there and we want to just trim this, we can do. We can just use trim method, guys. Right? So we can directly print also this asset dot trim. Right? This is how we can trim the strings. Now let us suppose if you want to get a part of a substring, like I want to get a substring. So what I can do, I can just say s dot substrings, right? And guys, what substrings do? It will start from a index, begin index, and it will go up to the end index. It will not include the value at an index. So I can just, let us suppose if I just say 0, right? So 0, this right? 1, 2, 3. This is in the 0 to 3, right? So if I give 4 here, it will take the value. So it will take string from 0 to 3 because it will not include whatever the value is at index 4. Clear, guys? And we can also try to print this. We want to see how it's going. Right? So this is how we can print this. Right? The other method is we have a split. Let us suppose. Okay, we think we'll discuss about split more once we have a. Okay, maybe just show you how the split works. If you want to split a string based on any variable, so let us suppose I want to split the strings based on space. So I can just say split dot space. So here what we do a character based on which we want to split the string. Right? Okay. Let's try to run this program, guys. So you can see, right? This has converted into all this uppercase. This is how we have converted to a lowercase. This was a character at index 1, right? T at index 0, H at index 1. This was a string with spaces at the start or end, which is removed, right? You can see now there is no spaces at the start or the end of this string, right? Which was there, right? This is removed. We have trimmed the strings. We pick the substring from 0 to 4. So it will take from 0 to 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So we got this. And split is giving us some array. I think we'll discuss more in detail the split part once we talk about arrays. So any doubts in this, guys? In the string part? I now will move to the conditional operator and the if else condition, how we can write, and how now we'll see how the switch case and all these things works in Java. Is it clear to all of you? So now we'll move on to the conditional logic part. We'll see all the programs also. How the programs will work in the conditional logic part. So attendance code is 2121. You guys can just quickly mark your attendance. We'll just take Yeah, guys. So just mark your attendance quickly. Then we'll move on to the next topic. And if anyone have any doubts in the meantime about the whatever is covered so far, you can just ask. So if any doubts, like whatever the strings and other concepts which we have just seen, if you have any doubts in the same, you can just ask right now. Okay, guys, great. So we'll just move on to the next part. In the meantime, people can. Attendance code is already written, guys. You can just see on the screen itself. 2121. Okay, I think I just take some doubt which are out of the today's topic, but yeah, I think that's fine. So I think someone is asking. Okay, guys, I will just take out of doubt some out of the context, out of the topic today, but maybe you understand or not. Someone is asking, is it possible to convert the bytecode into source code? So guys, we have a concept called a decompiler. So if you Google it, right, if you search on the Google, you will find a concept of which is a decompiler. So I think who is asking? Pratham, right? So Pratham, I will tell you to try to explore the concept of decompiler. There is a command in Java itself, I think Java P, which show you the structure using bytecode, that what all methods and what all is there. But yeah, you can also explore the concepts of decompiler, which you can try to convert a bytecode into a source code. Till what level it can do and what all it can do, you can explore. But there is a concept there, which is a decompiler. Can we directly print method in SOP without taking extra line? Yeah. You can directly call your method in SOP directly. That works. Someone is asking in the output why there is a keyword. Okay, I'll just show you, explain you that part. Anyone have any other doubts? Why we have written in 29? This could be written in SOP. Just for knowledge. So Pratham, is your doubt clear? Okay, guys, 1 second. Yeah. So I think 1 second, guys. I'm getting some echo. 1 second, guys. I think there's something. Something is running. 1 second. I'll just close this. Yeah. Someone is asking why is the h character here, guys? Because we are doing a caret. Caret will give you a value at an index, right? So caret give you a value at an index. So we are accessing a value at index 1. So t will be at index 0, h will be at index 1. Yeah, you can just call all these functions here also. But yeah, if you want to store the value, because guys, so if I say s1 dot to uppercase, it will convert the string to uppercase, but it will not modify the actual strings, right? But if you want to get the modified string which is converted to uppercase, you have to store it with new string variable or the same. You can just override the same variable also. Okay. Split, guys, I think once we go with the array, I will explain you in detail because you need to understand the array concepts to understand split. We use substrings, right, when we want to get a part of a string, when we want some part from a string. So maybe like while you're trying your assignment, right, today's assignment, you will understand substrings more better. Okay. PPTs, guys, you can just access these PPTs. Like there will be a link in the description which will add a PPT and code also, guys. There would be there. All the code will also be there. You can just access the code part, or you can just access the PPTs also. Okay. Yeah. Now let's move on to the conditional logic. Okay. We'll see if else how all these things works. So guys, what is conditional logic, right? Whenever you want to make a decision based on some condition. Let us suppose I think okay. Maybe few of you might doing like, is IPL match is there? If the answer is yes, you have to make decisions, right? So whenever you have to make decisions, you will use the conditional flow. Yes, you will watch TV. No, maybe you're saying like attend Java class. Right? This can be a one example also. Right? So it depends. It depends on your priority that you want to learn things or you just want to enjoy. And based on this, you make decisions in your life, right? Similarly, you make all these kind of decisions in a programming language also. And any of you are also trying to solve all these real-time problems in programming, right? So whenever you have some decision based on a condition, so this we can say condition, or if condition is yes, yes, you can say true, or no, you can say as false. If the condition is true, we'll do this. If the condition is false, we'll do this. So all this is the place where all these condition things comes, and we use what we do. We use all these relational operators here, right? I think I took this example because it's easy for you guys to understand in today's scenario. few people might have a separate flow, but yeah. Okay, guys, great. Let's see. Okay. So, do you want me to tell the syntax of if else, or you want me to do some program for if else? What do you guys want? So let's move on to a problem. Some problem. Okay. So let's try to do very basic problems, right? If the number is odd or even, right? So this is our problem first for today. We want to identify, we want to get if a given number is odd or even, right? And we define say a number with say int variable 2, right? So guys, how we define if else, right? We just say if. Here we write the condition, right? Okay, one thing, can if exist without else? Can we have a if without else? Can if live without else? Can we have something like this? I think in life we have a lot of alternatives. Can I have something like this? Is IPL? Watch TV? Yes, right? This also can also be a case. Otherwise, we don't know what we are going to do. And this is also a situation, right, which can exist. If IPL match is there, I will watch. Otherwise, I am not sure what I want to do, right? These kind of things can also exist. We can only have if with condition, and here we'll have the statement that we want to execute, right? The other thing would be if we want to do in some other case, what we'll have. I'll put all these in comments, guys, so at least this doesn't give us unnecessary error. Okay. And similarly, we can have if with else also, right? If we want to, if the condition is true, we'll do this. Otherwise, we'll do this default condition. So, few people might have like a case like if IPL match is there, I will watch TV. Otherwise, I will play games. Right? If IPL match is not there, I will be playing games. Right? Something like this can also be there. So we will have if condition and then we will have else. But there can be cases where we will have multiple conditions we want to do, which I will cover. Okay. So I think syntax would be clear to you guys now. Let's see one problem. So what we want to do, we just want to do if the problem is odd or even. We just want to identify if the given number is odd or even. Right? So I am saying, let us suppose if I define a number say int equal to 2 and I want to identify, I want to write a program for an odd or even number. So guys, I think you know, right? If number is divisible by 2, it will be an even number. Otherwise, it will be an odd number, right? Slow mode, guys, from tomorrow we'll get it disabled, guys. Don't worry, right? So, okay guys, so before I actually even write code, right? So first you should understand the logic. So I know if the number is divisible by 2, so you should know these things. I think this is a small problem, so we know it's divisible by 2. It's even, otherwise odd. Right? So this is a logic you should build first. That someone asking me odd even program, so I know if number is divisible by 2, it's even, otherwise it's odd. Right? So, and now it's come to the actual code. So if I know if a% 2 equal to 0, right? What does this give us? This is a remainder. If the remainder is 0, it means number is divisible by 2, right? So I can just say sysout number is even. Else, otherwise what we'll do? In the else case, what we'll do? So we know what is the case here. Otherwise we know number will be odd. You just say number is odd because number can be either even or odd, right? If it's an integer number. So this is our odd even program which is done. If we want, we can take this input as from a user also using a scanner, right? So we can just say to the user, enter the number, right? And once user number enter, we can just say scanner scan equal to new scanner. We read from console, so we give system.in. Can just say system and x right? And we'll assign this to say a variable a. Right? So this is how we can do. Right? Now if we run this program, if we give our input, right, say 13, number is odd, right? If I run this program again, and always you should try your program with a few test cases, like if it's working as expected or not, number is even, right? 30 days coding challenge was there for guys Python, not for Java, but we are trying to put more problems, right? And on daily basis, I am trying to give 2-3 problems, so I think we'll have good number of problems with this course also, don't worry. 30 days coding challenge we did with Python, and like with the Python course launch again, we have this same problems again also, guys. Okay, this is a very basic program which we have done using if. Okay, so I think I will just do one more. Let's do one more problem around this. Let's do a foo bar problem. And this is a problem which is also asked in the interviews many times. Okay, let's define the problem statement. If the given number is divisible by both, or we'll say the given number is divisible by 3, print foo. If it's divisible by 5, print bar. If divisible by both, print foo bar. So guys, if you are doing like coding first time in Java, or if the problems first time in Java, also try these problems on your own. If whatever we are the problems we are discussing in the class, also try these problems also. Once, not just assignment questions, also try these problems. Okay, so I think this is the problem statement. If the given number is divisible by 3, print foo by 5 bar. If by both, we have to print foo bar. Okay. So as we know, right, somewhere we can do it with using if else, right? Because if divisible by 3, foo, if divisible by 5, bar, if divisible by both, foo bar. Okay. Let's try to write this program, guys. And let us suppose for now I'm just defining this numbers in num10. I would say if num%3 equal to 0, this out, I'm just saying foo. Right? Or because we know, right, it will go in else condition. I cannot just write it an next if. But here we have more conditions, right? It's not just we have if else, right? If it's case of a multiple conditions. So as we can also have a case of if else if. Whenever we want multiple else if else conditions, we can just use else if. So within else if I can say if number is divisible by say 5, system.out.println bar. This will be equal to 0. If number is divisible by 3 and then number is divisible by 5. Right? So we want number to be divisible by both. Okay, so I am using some AND keyword here, right? So before I use this, guys, there is a conditions, right? There is a cases where it's not just the one condition is true and you are done, right? There can be a cases where you want two conditions to be there. So what can be the example? There can be a cases, there can be a conditions where both the conditions should be true. This looks right. So let us suppose there can be a condition where I want, right, IPL match is there and plus I have a Disney or we'll just say VIP subscription. I think it's not just Disney, it's made with Hotstar. Or we have a Hotstar VIP, right? So in both the cases, if both the conditions are true, right? If both the cases are true, then only you can watch IPL, right? Match should be there and you should also have a Hotstar VIP subscription, right? So when you want two cases, two conditions, this is a case we use and keyword. When we want to try out with two conditions, right? So this will be true only if both the conditions are true. Otherwise it will be false. There can be also a case where we have a OR conditions, right? Let us suppose if I have a Hotstar VIP or right cable connection, right? So this is the OR case which we represent with OR keyword. This is OR keyword. So this is like if any is true, it will be true. This will be if both conditions are true, it will be true. Okay, clear? So in our example, we know, right? If it's divisible by both, so here it will be a case of AND. So we'll put double AND here. Then only we'll print foo bar. Okay. So now we know all these things. Oh, this is some. Okay. So do you want me to do it with some taking user input, or it's fine? Okay, let's do it with some user input also. I think we'll just copy our code in place of writing it again. And here we are storing it in a number. Okay. So let's run this program for our input set. Suppose if I am saying 17. Enter the number 17. It's not giving any output. Why? If number is divisible by, okay, because it's not satisfying any condition, right? Okay, so let's try to run this program again. Let us suppose if I am giving a number 15, right? In case of 15, I got foo, right? What I was expecting? I was expecting it to be a foo bar, right? So can you tell me guys why it's coming as foo in place of foo bar? Can anyone tell why it's coming as foo, not foo bar? No, we need a else statement in the last if we want some output in any case, right? No. So guys, we are checking if it's divisible by 3 or 5 at the end, right? What we said here, we said if divisible by 3, foo. So this condition is true, right? 15 is divisible by 3, it's done. No, we don't require nested cases here. So guys, when there is a if else condition, only one will be executed. So here we came in and this condition was true, right? It printed foo. It doesn't care about the rest of the conditions. So the order of the condition is not correct here. The order in which we have written the condition is not correct. This condition should go first. This should be the first condition. And then all these conditions should come in. So my objective was here just to make you understand that order also matters in case of conditional flow, right? Right? Order also matters. In that case, first condition was satisfied, so this should be our first condition. And then we should go with the else part. Yeah, if condition is true, it will not go for else if part, right? It will execute only one out of all these, right? If it's not true, then it will go to else. So now it should work fine. So anyone who have doubts in what, like why we did this change? Anyone have any doubts? There was no need of nested or else things. Only problem was our order of the conditions. So order of the conditions also matters. Clear? Okay. So let's run this program and let's try now if it's working fine for 15 or not. It's working right as expected. Okay, so now let's see if there can be other way. So guys, there is not always a one way to solve a problem. Okay, so someone is asking, sir, how can we check the order? Guys, so you need to understand. I think these things will come as practice, but yeah, normally like when we see if number is divisible by both, these kind of conditions we should have kept first. Because a number can be divisible by just 3 or 5 also. So we'll miss that part. And there is no hard way to define all these conditions. All these things will come practice and test cases also. Like when we tried it with 15, I understand that something wrong we have done in our program. So this is also how you learn things. It's not that in a first go you should always get a right code, right? That's also a reason I just want to explain that you should always test your code. Okay, let's try to solve it some other way also. If I don't want to go with this way, can I write something like this? If I say just say if number is divisible by foo, print foo. If number is divisible by say 5, print bar, right? Can we do something like this with just two if conditions? I don't want to use all this if else condition. And just say if number is divisible by 3, print foo. Number is divisible by bar, print bar. So this is not if else, right? So both the condition. Okay, this it's better if you put a bracket here. This will be a bracket for main method. Yeah. So if you see here, if number is divisible by 3, this will execute. If the number is divisible by 5, it will execute this. So anyone who is having a doubts in the first program? Anyone of you? Because this is a program which you might find in some interviews also. Anyone have any doubts in this? In this first problem? Is it clear to all of you? Am I audible? Am I audible, guys? Is it clear? Is it clear or not, guys? Okay, cool. Okay, so what we are doing here, in place of if else condition, I have just written 2if to solve this problem. If it's divisible by 3, it will print foo. If it's divisible by 5, it will print bar. If it's divisible by both the if conditions will be executed, it will print foo bar, right? Okay, so let's try to run this program. If I am saying 3, I got foo, right? So this is working fine. So guys, if the number is 17, it will not print anything. There will be no output. Okay, when I give 15, I got foo bar, but they are separated, right? Foo is in one line, bar is in another line, right? So what's wrong here? Because whenever we do a string print ln, right? Ln means a new line. So we just need to remove this ln part. So if we just remove this ln part, it will not print the new line character. It will just print the string. But after the program is done, we need a new line character, so we can just put a blank sys out, which will just print a new line character, nothing else, right? If we run this program now, so what it will do, it will print foo and it will print bar, but here the new line character will not be there because we have removed ln. When we use system.out.println, it will just print and there will be no new line character. When we do system.out.println, it will also print a new line. It's always print in the new line. Okay. So you can just run this program. Yeah, for input 17, there will be no output of this program, guys. If I say 15, now we can say it's coming as foo bar. If I give input 17, there is no output which is expected from this program. Because no condition is true, it will not. It's not necessary that always your program will be giving output, right? In this case, there is no output. Is it clear to all of you guys? Anyone have any doubts in the two problems which we discussed today? Yeah, guys, clear? Let me know, guys, if you have any doubts or it's clear or not, you did not get anything. What's the case, guys? Clear or not? Clear, not clear? Okay, guys, so let's see example of switch case. The switch case is also similar to the if else conditions only. The only difference is like we have multiple cases and based on some value, constant value, we do this, right? Let us suppose if I am saying I'm writing a program say to convert a number to say in a weekday or a number. Right? Let us suppose if I am saying uh, like the day integer, something like I'm saying day int, and if it's 0, I will print Sunday like this. So what we do, right? In the switch, we'll have some input variable here, based on which we'll execute the multiple cases. And then we'll have different cases, like case 1, case 2, something like this. We have multiple cases here, which will give us the output. Like based on this variable, we'll get the cases executed, right? So let us suppose if I am passing the int here, right? And guys, when we write case here, it should be some constant value, which is like if the case is 1, so let us suppose if the case is 0, we will just say it's Sunday. So for 0 case, we are just saying Sunday. We can print this or we can also store it in some variable. When it's a case 1, we'll just say Monday. Similarly, when we have case 2, we have say Tuesday. Similarly, when we have case 3, it's Wednesday. When we have case 4, it's Thursday. Like this, if we want to convert the numeric things to the English days, right? This is how we can do. We can also write the same program, right, with if else also. Even if you know, right, compiler internally converts which case to the if else also. And similarly, we can write say 6 Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Or if you want weekend, so this is how we can write switch cases. And guys, whatever we write in the case, right, 0, 1, 2, 3, it can be strings also, but it should be some constant thing. Like it cannot be a variable. Okay. Okay, and if you want, you can take this as an input from a user also. So we'll just take this code. And we'll try out. Right? So this will be a day int for us, right? So whatever the input we read from the user, it will just okay. Okay. Okay, I think this looks good. So let's run this program. If I give a input say 0, oh no, I got all days, right? Why we got all days? Okay, let's try to run this for something else. Let's try to run it for say 6. We got Saturday, yeah. At least it's working for one case, right? But it's not working for other case. So guys, what happens, right? In switch case by default, it will, if the case 0 is true, it will execute all the rest of the cases also. By default, it will execute rest cases also. If case 3 is true, it will execute 4, 5, 6 also. Like this, it's go. But if I don't want, like when the case is 0, I don't want to execute other cases, I have to add a break keyword. So once it comes in case 0, it will print this, and break means it will go out of the switch. So that's why you will normally see break keyword with all the cases. But there can be a cases, right, when I want to do same thing for multiple cases, so then we can just, I don't need to have a break keyword there. For last case, you can just ignore the break keyword also because there is no case after that. Now if I execute, I think it should work expected. Let us suppose if I am giving 6 as I input. Okay, 6 was working before also. Let's try with 0 guys. 0 is now working fine, right? Because earlier we missed the break keyword. And there is also one more keyword, right, in switch case where we have a default case. So default will be executed in if no one of the case is satisfied, right? And I can simply say invalid day code. Let us suppose if someone gave say 10, it will execute the default case. Right? So default is something like when none of the case is satisfied, default will be executed. If any case is satisfied, it will not execute the default. So guys, do I need to put default in the end or can I put it anywhere? Can I write default here? Will this work? Will this code work, guys? Can I put default anywhere? Okay, someone is asking, can we use default before case 0? Can we do something like this? And because guys, okay, and if you run this program, what will happen? Still we are getting 0, right? So there is no problem, guys. We can put default anywhere, but if the case is satisfied, it will execute that only. So I think you can see these kind of questions in some objective papers also, MCQs. If people put a default before, and you might confuse that what will the output, right? But it will not impact the output. Default you can put anywhere, but it will be a bad practice, guys. Like unless or until someone is testing you on these cases, then only it will do. Otherwise, in normal scenarios, you will see the default at the end only. Okay. Okay, guys. I think we are good for today. If you have any doubts about today, whatever we have covered today or in the assignment, in the last assignment, you can just ask me. Any doubts, guys? How to use Java in Colab? Anyone have any doubts in the last assignment or in the today's or okay? So first problem for today is convert second to time, right? You'll get an input in time and you have to convert it in terms of days, hours, minutes, seconds. Second problem is exchange character in a string. So I think there is some problem which has happened and you have to write a program to exchange characters in the string. So you can go through the problem statement. Due to some printing mistake, few characters in words are exchanged and you need to fix this problem with the help of a program. Right? So in the printing there was some issue which got happened and the problem and the characters are exchanged, guys. So you have to fix this problem with the help of a code. The third problem for today is to identify if a given year is a leap year or not. So I think all the test cases and other things is also given, right? So I think you can attend this, you can try out this problem. So if you have any doubts, guys, you can ask, otherwise I think we are good for today. Anyone have any doubts in the last assignment or anything in today's session? Yeah, this complete fundamental course is free, guys. I was facing issue with the scanner. Do we need to create a different class as a scanner? No, guys. Scanner is a inbuilt class. So you might see, just check if it's getting imported java.util.scanner, guys. So whenever you do the scanner part, guys, right? Just make sure that this java.util.scanner is there. This java.util.scanner should be there. Maybe this is not importing, that you might see the exceptions. And I have like all these codes will also be uploaded, guys. So you can just check out the link in the description for the code or the slide and you can refer this. This is for 5 days, guys. After these 5 days, we have a 2 days extensive training for the OOP concept, guys. We'll learn all the OOPs from basics, like from how to create objects, classes, what are different OOP principles and all. That training is for 2 days, guys. This current training, it will be for 5 days. Okay, guys. So I hope you enjoyed or learned something. We'll end the session now. Thank you everyone for joining today. Bye bye.